why not just start this thing with a bang with 7 of the world's greatest big wave surfers to start us out in this hour-long heat. Shane Dorian, Cole Christensen, Greg Long, Ramon Navarro, Sonny Garcia, Ross Clark-Jones, Jamie Mitchell. That
is a powerhouse heat right there.
You almost forget that there's prize money on the line just because of the feeling you get from these guys in the water. And there you see a massive wave being ridden by 2 of our competitors. Ross Clark-Jones was on the outside. And there you have it, Freddie. Wow. We're off and running.
Up and running. That was the first wave of the event. And he's always just been at the forefront. And at the age he is now, still doing it. It's amazing that he's still charging.
You saw right there, these guys are sitting so deep. So that's how you start off. There's your surfer in blue, Jamie Mitchell. Jamie, obviously known as the world's greatest paddler. He has made a huge name for himself in the realm of big wave competitive surfing. And he shows right there his commitment.
Take out the Eddie Aikau. It would be the first ever Goofy Foot winner. So I'm going to keep an eye on Cole Christensen, and so should everyone else. Wow.
Speaking of Cole Christensen, up late, deep, made the drop. Okay, so right there, that plays directly into the judging criteria. Commitment, size of wave. Those things were both in there on that wave.
And the fun thing is to judge at home. You know, or judge on the beach. So here we go. We got this replay.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Like you said, past champ Greg Long.
Wow, did you see 4 of those surfers going over the falls as he was dropping down that wave, muscling through that section? Mind you, Greg is riding a quad. Those are some of the fastest big wave boards you can ride, and he's not even able to outrun that wall of water chasing him down.
And just stick it. The look on his face when he paddled back by was just, I mean, it was amazing. And Fred, I think I got the best seat in the house.
You know what? I was just going to say that. And what do you think about Jamie's wave? How big would you guesstimate that wave was?
I'd call that a solid 20-foot wave, you know, a 40-foot, 45-foot face. But it was barreling. I mean, there was on the shoulder, there obviously it's there, but in the hook, underneath the ledge, that thing was 40 foot of barrel, and he was inside of the bowl, underneath it, and he whipped it. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what the Eddie's all about, that commitment and that drive down into the bowl.
So Shane Dorian. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, that was the first wave ridden in this year's Eddie Aikau event. Was there a huge smile on his face when he came up after that?
So every wave you ride, you should be stoked, and yeah, it's I'm really happy it's gone.
You know, technically speaking, Bruce, so you know, so far this morning, of course, you can't help but to talk about emotions and, you know, the humility, Eddie Aikau. Give us, without, you know, giving away your secrets to your other competitors, what's your role out there in terms of being in that perfect spot?
As we stand by with that with Bruce, rider up, it could be Cole Christensen as we wait for rider identification. Goofy Foot charging. We also got Ramon Navarro in this heat, getting things underway, but noticing his positioning there. Bruce, your take on that?
Before me in that heat, and yeah, it all worked out, and you know, I don't know what I was doing. I knew I didn't want to go too far out, and I knew I wanted to be in from Kelly in the side, and it all worked out.
What a special moment as we see that replay from Cole Christensen.
Did see our first ride from our Goofy Footer, Cole Christensen.
Did you hear him say one for the Goofies right there?
I heard him say one for the Goofies.
One for the Goofies as he was paddling back out. You know, we're a small group, we're a small clan, but we're tight-knit and we stick by each other.
Well, Cole Christensen, you saw him drop in, then he just got absolutely blasted, came up laughing.
Big wave surfing is getting so big, paddle surfing is getting so big, and it's getting pretty crowded. And when these swells hit, wow, look at that wave of Cole Christensen. When they hit, there's not a lot of choices of spots. So these big wave surfers are trying to find other waves to surf to get their wave time in. It's a small takeoff zone, but in that tight little area, there's so many little nuances to it. As we got Shane Dorian upper riding deep. Ooh.
The unmistakable style of Shane Dorian, surfer in orange. Saw him right there. It almost looked like he was eyeing that tube ride.
It did.
And he got nailed as he kind of pulled up under it. So the tube here is, okay, so the pat on the head. Freddie, what does that mean?
Pat on the head means I'm all good. And it's just an indication to water safety that no need to, it's not necessary to pick me up. I got all 10 fingers, 10 toes, and all my limbs are good. So if you are ever in a situation, which I hope no one is that isn't a professional surfer, tap your head to water safety, and they will know that you're okay. Right there, that's pretty deep to sit in the lineup like we were talking about earlier, and that's inside. He loves doing that. I know he's hunting the barrel right there as you see him come behind the apex of the wave, drive around it, and then just get absolutely lift right there. Wow.
Well, you see the score line across the top of your screen. As it stands now, Jamie Mitchell in the lead, but this is a non-elimination event. So what that means is these guys aren't getting knocked out heat by heat. Every surfer will get to surf twice. We do shuffle up the heats into the second round, so they will face different surfers coming in.
What an amazing thing it is to be representing Chile, the only surfer to do that to date here at the Eddie.
Wow. Hold your breath, folks. 27 minutes, 28 seconds to go. Again, the size of this swell just increasing on the minute. A massive set coming through. This one could hold up. We've got surfers up and riding. Looks like Paul Christensen out in front and Ross Clark Jones in the back, sharing a massive piece of the Pacific Ocean here. Cole Christensen continuing down the line.
Wow, the crowd is just going wild right now.
Are you kidding me? This is just incredible. Sonny Garcia's first wave up and down, a huge wipeout for Sonny. So Freddie, one of the biggest sets come through and one of the biggest rideable sets that we've seen on the morning.
It was one for everybody to mind surf, and then the next wave came through and there was like a side chip chop on it off the top, and Ross Clark was right there along with Cole Christensen. A beautiful wave to be ridden together, and that's what it's all about, man. It's insane to watch these guys out here. The energy out here is not second to none. I mean, these guys are basically just shaking off the cobwebs, they said, but now they're getting into a roll, setting pace, feeling like they're getting excited about what they're doing, and the look on their faces as they paddle by. Right now, Cole Christensen just caught himself a wave. He's just about to paddle by. Nice wave, one for the goofies, bud. These guys are having a blast.
Well, the consequence is having to pull in and being in that situation. It is on the inside, so it's shallower. It's a more intense ride. I don't know if you remember the photo of Flea jumping over the ledge, and that thing it looked like a massive backdoor wave, and that's what he's talking about. He's talking about that deep north chip shot where you sit inside of these guys. It'll double up, and then the west hits it and jacks it up. So you're essentially coming behind the apex of the wave, and that's what he means about that killer ride. You get a nice bottom turn, you can get a big high line, you can possibly get a barrel back there, but you have to be committed to sitting back there. It's just something that only those surfers know how that feels and how that goes. As you see right there, he's so late. The whitewash is trying to grab him. He's deep, he's driving down that section. Nice big old bottom turn right there. What an image from that angle that is, and that entire, the meat and potatoes of that 71 score is in that drop, his positioning. You know what's cool is Shane Dorian has his iPhone out there right now, and it is calculating some of the intensity of waves out here as we see Shane Dorian right now.
Shane Dorian on a huge one, coming around a big foamy section. Can he hang on? Just gets clipped. His ankles rolled by about a 30-foot piece of whitewater. Shane Dorian, as you said, he is no stranger to the steep and deep area, but that one looked like he was really wide on the takeoff.
Yeah, he was pretty wide on the takeoff, but that was the only spot to be with that massive of a wave coming through here at Waimea. What usually is considered the channel, guys are taking off there, and guys are now positioning themselves there. Like I said earlier, he has his iPhone out there that takes down the power intensity of the wave, also the wave height. So at this point here, at his highest point, it starts calculating there, and now it's calculating all the way to the bottom of the wave as well. So we're hoping we can get some of that information and relay it to some of the folks at home. And look at that wall of whitewash. I mean, it's massive, and it just gobbled him right up there. John Carver has been shaping big wave surfboards for Shane Dorian his entire life. Other shapers, such as Dick Brewer, you know, who really paved the way for big wave board shaping.
71 going into round 2 most likely would be a keeper. As we see one more look, Shane Dorian, and now style comes into play here. Some guys make it look like, you know, that suicide stance that we've seen. They're hanging on with everything. Shane Dorian makes it look so easy.
He really does. He's just got so much experience out of big wave surf. And you saw his board there. He was flying, man. He was going really fast there, and the wave still caught up to him and grabbed him. So you might want to come on the inside, position yourself deeper, and impress the judges that way. Like, as we got Jamie Mitchell.
Wow.
And Ross Clark-Jones out in front. Jamie Mitchell going for the barrel behind Ross.
So wow. Jamie Mitchell has been putting himself the deepest out of our 7 competitors in the lineup right now. And you see Ross Clark-Jones making his way towards the beach, so the judges will be looking at that wave closely, as right behind them, Sonny Garcia on his second wave. Looked like a great drop out the back. The accolades for Sonny Garcia, I mean, they are piled up to the roof and beyond. And here's Sonny making his way through to this inside section. So yeah. The inside, if Sonny does find this inside closeout section, it definitely counts for crowd factor. The judges, they want to see you pretty much perform on the outside. We'll see what Sonny Garcia has for us here on the inside.
Yeah, the inside shore break is definitely the crowd pleaser. There's only 1 minute and 5 seconds left in this heat, so I think Sonny's just making his way in. And he took it all the way to the beach. Look at him go.
That view right there shows you how big these surfboards are. I mean, you saw that thing extending out of the whitewater. The crowd's going nuts. 45 seconds left here. It's taken us years to get to this point, but we are almost through round 1, heat 1, the 2016 Quiksilver in memory of Eddie Aikau. What do you think of that first heat? Give me your gut reaction to what you just saw, Freddie.
It was a perfect way to start the day. You know, as we see right here, the last wave ridden is Jamie Mitchell out the back and Ross Clark-Jones out in front of him. Jamie pulling up high into this barrel and just getting absolutely clobbered. Meanwhile, Ross Clark-Jones making that wave, finding the right line in front of Jamie there. But I don't think he hindered his scoring potential. But that is up to the judges. But that is, you know, once again, Waimea is all about sharing waves. The Eddie Aikau is all about surfing with your brothers out there, with, you know, sharing that love for big wave surfing.
And here's a
so them sharing that wave was, wow, what a ride for both of them.
Jeez, I mean, you see how hard it pitches right there. And, I mean, that is a just avalanche of water coming down. And I do like the control that Ross Williams showed on all his waves right there. He really has a command of his surfboard. This wave, he's been surfing this wave for decades now. You got to put his name on the list of, you know, favorites here on the day, and knows the risk that comes along with this. And here's one of them, Sonny Garcia, a great weightless drop, like you said, and that is absolute control. You saw right when his fins got engaged, he knew exactly what to do. That was a great ridden wave from Sonny Garcia.
And that's what we just spoke about earlier. You know, with 1 minute left, he was able to get this wave, put himself, now he's in a better spot to possibly go for top of the leaderboard. You know, he has a good score up on the board. We don't exactly know what it is yet. We'll wait to see what the judges think of that. But he's there. You know, he has a wave under his belt, and he can now get the ball rolling in his next heat.